What's up, YouTube? Dark Signer here, coming at you guys with another video. So this is the deck profile that I had promised, I guess. What's it called? When I uploaded the going second zombie deck profile, this is the going first version. I didn't want to upload this just because I wasn't gonna enter the 3v3, and I did there were some people that watch my YouTube channel, and I just didn't want them to have access to my deck list essentially, right? So I wanted to wait till after the 3v3. Leading up to the 3v3, I went undefeated in so many locals at this point. I thought I was just testing it. This deck just auto beats like most of the meta except for like maybe Drytron when they go first. Just because like if you don't open like Dark Ruler or Super Poly, then things get a little weird. But all the other decks like Trap Brigade Zoo, free matchup, what's it called? Obviously Dragon League free matchup. Like everything it's just free matchups like left and right. Even if they go first, you just it's so easy to just break the board and then just set up your zombie roll. So here's the deck. So it's zombie Eldlich. There was a guy that ended up winning like the case tournament in LA with it. What's it called? I don't know. Like I said, I just didn't want to upload it too soon, and I'm glad that he ended up winning. I really I was looking forward to maybe going to that tournament, but last minute I know that it capped out like super quick. But yeah, so here's the deck, guys. So two Golden Lords. Obviously, this guy is like almost essentially like the bread and butter of the deck. I don't know. He's just really good. Obviously, like he facilitates everything in your deck, right? I don't know. Like this is just dumb. Like I don't know. This card it's self-explanatory, even though I was trying to make it almost like explain it, but there's just no reason to. For the zombie package, you play 3 zombie. Essentially, I mean, obviously, this guy gets everything going. He could dump anything that you want into the graveyard. He could dump Golden Lords, Glow Bloom, like everything. So this guy just gets your whole engine going. Obviously, I love Unit Zombies. It's my favorite card. Along with the Unit Zombie, to dump into the graveyard, you play 2 Banshee. I wanted to play 2 just because, like, the second one comes up a lot. Like, the first one, you can, like, send it off your Unit Zombie. The second one, sometimes you want to just summon it. That way they don't get rid of your zombie roll. Especially because there's so many more people playing like Twin Twisters and stuff like that. This card is just really, really, really good. And then one baller drug. So hard to pronounce. We call it Doom King. So one Doom King and one Glow Bloom. So essentially, this searches this, but it could also search the Golden Lords and then summon them, or you can also add them to the hand and then like discard. And then obviously it just becomes really good. It just depends how you want to use it. I didn't want to play multiples of this card because this card bricks a lot. If you open it, like if you don't have a unit zombie, then you have to like normally to make a linker rebuild, but then you're just having to use a normal summon just on this, and I just don't like that. So yeah, I'll do it sometimes. Obviously, like if I have no other play, but I just don't want to make the deck even more bricky. For the hand traps, I played 2 Ash and 2 Droll. So Ash is like really good just because obviously it's like the more like generic hand trap. It kind of hits like a little bit of everything, but it also obviously it triggers your Doom King because obviously like it's a zombie, so it triggers it. So this card actually comes up a lot, which is the reason why it's still in the deck. And then the 2 Droll is just literally for Drytron. I didn't want to commit three spots to it just because I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm gonna play that many Drytron. And honestly, like all throughout locals, like these past like 3 weeks, I've only ran into like 1. And the matchup was like still kind of like not hard, but it wasn't easy. But I never really needed the draw. Like I don't know, like their boards are like pretty subpar, and they kind of lose to like I said, your Super Poly. Like they lose to like Dark World No More. So I don't know. I just didn't see the necessity for it. But I still wanted to have just a card just in case. This card against every other matchup is always dead, like always. Like it's costing me like games, but yeah, like. Card's always dead in the other matches. I remember playing like Zodiac and the guy ended up going like tanky, and I was okay, draw, and then like literally they just do nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's all they do. So there's no real need to it. The best card in the deck, obviously Zombie World. This is the whole reason why the deck is played. This card is ridiculous. It does everything you want it to do. It turns everything into zombies. So against dinosaurs, they can't miscellaneous source. Even against Drytron, I mean, like the ritual spell requires machines. So like on the field in the graveyard, they're not, so they have to use it from the hand. So, and that's actually really, really, really relevant. So, then I play the way to deal with the whole board. So it's 3 Dark Blue No More, and 3 super poly. So obviously when you go first, you don't really care because you don't really need these. But obviously going second, I just didn't want to have any auto lose matchups, so that's why I put like the outs, and then plus like your deck only really needs a couple cards. Like it never really needs more stuff to go off, so just having this is fine. You know? Let's go with the next best card. So 3 pot of Extravagance. I'm sure debating between this and Prosperity. The only issue with Prosperity is that it only gives you 1 card. Like, yeah, it lets you dig. But a lot of the time, this deck just kind of, like, doesn't need, like, the outs. Like, you're usually, like, pretty good in most scenarios. Like, when you do lose, it's, like, it's things that 1 card can't fix. So, I don't know. I've been loving this card. I've never had any issues. But if you have Prosperity, you can also play that as well. For the Eldlich cards, I play, 3, the lands. Obviously, this card is really good. It gets you your dude, tributes it, sends the thing, it's broken, like, beyond broken. And then I play 1 black and 1 white for the summoning. I just wanted another way to, like, I guess keep advantage with my opponent, which is why I play it. And obviously, it brings back, like, other zombies in this deck because, like, it doesn't have to necessarily bring back Golden Lords. So. When you have a Golden Lord field, my bad. And then 3 of the summon from deck, 3 Conquistador, 2 Aquaro. I don't want to play 3 because just really needs a 2. And then this card is so busted. Golden Land Forever. So a lot of people like don't like obviously can't play around this card. So you literally just win like a lot of matchups just off of this card. So let's go. But yeah, and then also, well, I play it mainly to protect my rivalries. So essentially, I'll set up like Zombie World Rivalry or like just Zombie World in general, and most decks can't deal with it. But if they do have the out, then you hit them with the Forever. So yeah. And it's super hard for them to play around, and it's just busted as hell. And then a triple rivalry because it's easy wins against a lot of decks. Yeah, especially with Zombie World on board, they can't really do anything. Let's go on to the extra deck first, just because I'll leave the spicy side deck for later. It's not spicy, but yeah. So I play 2 Vampire Sucker, this one, and then 2 Heli 5-Rack. These are the only ones you really care about. The rest of them you don't really care, but these 2 are the ones that come up the most. So they have like they're 2 spots, you know. But for the most part, like you don't really care. But like I said, the issue is like just what's it called? What's I saying? My bad. I'll try to edit it out later. But yeah, so 2 Heli 5-Racks and this, like you just obviously like need these cards, you know, because Heli 5-Rack gets you Glow Bloom, that gets you to your Balrog, so you just win, and then this thing is just way too important to keep advantage. You drawing cards off like just summoning is really dumb, especially when you have like Rivalry the Warlords. You're able to just keep bringing something back, and then keeping it as a zombie draw card, and then like run over, bring something back, like you know. 1 Link Karibo, 1 Barricade Blocker, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Access Code. So these are all just like utility cards, I guess. If you don't know what the Barricade Blocker does, you can discard a card, and then it adds you back a continuous spell or a field spell. So it's really good. It gets you back L lands and stuff. And then obviously this is for utility. This is for the Glow Bloom. And then sometimes you do make Access Code. It does suck because most of your stuff is dark, so like you only really get 1 pop, but it's fine, you know. This are my super poly targets. So 1 Starving Venom, the Preda Plant, 1 Mad Lord, 1 Mud Dragon of the Swamp, the Netherworld, and then I play 1 Pallades and 1 Gustav Max. Just in case. There's been games where I've cheesed games like that. So. And then let's go to the side deck. Again, nothing special. My bad for saying spicy. But here it is. So I play triple Nibiru against the decks that are good, like in the matchups that are good against you, where you don't like win off of Zombie World. Nibiru just handles all that stuff. So it's really good. And then 1 Pankratops, because Pankratops is like literally GG against like most decks. Going second. Triple Cosmic is probably the best one against the Golden Lord. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster is quite busted. Triple Judgement to protect everything. Card's really busted. 3 Evenly Matched. There was just no like better card, I guess. This thing just beats a lot of decks like against like invoked and stuff. They don't save the trap, the punishment. So then you literally just like evenly match them. Same thing with like I don't know, Tri Brigade, like a lot of other decks that require like a big board but like no monster negates. You just no spell and trap negate. You literally just like activate this and then you like auto win. So and then the last card is Red Reboot. So there's so many people playing traps now. Red Reboot is dumb. So yeah. And guys, well that should be it. Like I said, I went to so many locals. Like I don't know, like all the matchups for the most part are never really too difficult because if you go first against most of the meta decks, you just auto win. And like I said, even when you go second, like you should be able to break the board pretty easily. And then yeah, and like I said, like we ended up scrubbing out of the 3v3. My record was really good, but you know, sadly, but what's it called? But yeah, like even at the 3v3, it was pretty funny because like a lot of the time, like I already knew I was gonna win. Like even like as the match was like barely starting, so it was always pretty funny just to tell my opponent like, well, I was literally just concentrating on my teammates' games instead of mine, just because I literally like I would just break boards and then set up zombie roll and win the game. So, and yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend, even though today is barely Monday. But yeah, guys, later, peace out.